So welcome to Academy Mansa, and today we will be discussing about our upcoming test series. The test series that is going to start from 22nd of August, and it will be useful for all the 2022 students. Okay, so let's look at the schedule first. So for this, I have kept a schedule in which in around first 25 weeks you will be able to complete all of the mains syllabus. And as you all know that mains and prelims is the syllabus is integrated. So with this, most of the GS or prelims will be covered. Okay, something more, and some of the topics will be left till 12th of February. So by 12th February, you will be done with your syllabus, both prelims and mains. Okay, so this is one thing that I just wanted you people to know, that within 25 weeks you will be able to cover the whole syllabus. I have already shared the plan in which the 25 weeks plan. We will also look briefly onto it right now also. So the test series which I'm talking about, it will contain 150 questions, like one question every day, 5 to 7 questions every week for 25 weeks. On an average, you will be getting 6 questions every week. That is 150 answer writing. Till 12th February 2022, we will be done with this. And after that, from 12th till 27th March, there will be one full length test. That is, that test will contain 20 questions. And total 6 tests would be there. I'll be releasing the syllabus for the same soon. So 20 into 6, that would be 120 questions you will be writing every Sunday from 20th February till 27th of March. 6 Sundays you will have a test of 20 questions you will write, and the test will get evaluated. And after that, we will have a brief break for your prelims. And after prelims, the mains, it is from 16th of September. The prelims is on 5th of June. So 16th September, from 5th of June till 16th September, we will take 4 tests, 4 full length tests, GS 1, 2, 3, 4. So by this way, you will be able to write 80 answers here. So in total, you will be writing around 200 and 350 answers, and that will be enough. One revision here, one revision here, and one revision here. And here after test also, you will get time for one revision. So with this schedule for 2022, you will be fully prepared in next 13 months. So exactly till 16th of September, from 15th of August, that is today, we are having 13 months, and in these 13 months we will be able to complete the syllabus in a good manner, right? So this is the basic schedule of the test series. We will again discuss how it is going to work. For example, I have put some syllabus. This PDF I have also shared in all my groups, and I'll also share the PDF in the link in the description box, the link to the PDF. So you can download the PDF and look into it. I have just given you 2 pages, just a brief glimpse how it is going to work. So this 22nd August, that is Sunday, next Sunday, till 28th of August, that is Saturday, you will have time to revise this much portion, right? And 29th is Sunday. I'm not going to give any question on Sunday. From 30th August till 4th of September, right? This will be 6 days. You will get 1 question each from the syllabus that you will be doing the previous week. So 22nd August till 28th August, you will read all these things in 7 days, right? And you will be given 1 question each from this in the next week. So this week there will be text for this week, and you will be revising this syllabus. So you're getting my point, right? So for first week there will be no test. You will just revise. In the second week, you will be given test from the topics that you will be revising in first week, and you will be revising for the second week's test, right? You're getting my point, right? So this much syllabus you will be revising in first week. Here you will be giving the test for this one and revising this one. Here you will be giving test for this one and revising this one. Right. So by this way, in the PDF you will find 25 weeks syllabus, and in those 25 weeks we will be writing 150 answers. So this is the basic about the test series scheme. If you have any query till here, you can let me know, or else we will move forward. Anything you want to ask about this? This is just the test series basics. Okay. So if you have any questions from regarding this, then you can ask, or else we will move forward. You can unmute yourself if you want to ask. You can type in the chat box if anything you want to ask. It's up to you. Okay. So I hope you got my point. So by this way, in 25 weeks, we will complete the syllabus. Yeah, we'll talk about the resources for answer writing. Okay. Aditya, so in 25 weeks, we'll revise you. So thing is that we'll talk about the resources first. Okay. So every week for the upcoming syllabus, I will be providing either book resource or book name or some links or some material reference. Okay, from where you can do the syllabus, you can complete the syllabus. Okay, we have also kept the whole current affairs from May 2021 till July 2022. Even I will try to incorporate August 2022 also. So we will also be doing around 13-14 months of current affairs also. Even 15 months of current affairs till means. So I'll be trying to put August also, but I'll definitely put question from 14 months of current affairs. So for every upcoming test, every upcoming week, for example, whatever you are supposed to study from 22nd to 28th August, right? So I'll create a WhatsApp group of the students who have joined this test series, and 22nd to 28th August, whosoever is in the group will get a list of reference book links or any video or anything. Okay, and you can refer that one thing. And for the first question that I'll be giving on 30th August, you will have almost revised everything, but for first 2 months, if you haven't written many answers, so I would suggest that even you have revised in previous week, you look at the question. Okay, then you can use your books or internet, and not more than 30 minutes. So look at the question, search for 30 minutes, search for the content, and for the first 2 months you need to work on content plus your presentation structure, etc. So first 2 months, if you don't have much of the content, then you can look, you can search, okay, and then write. So first 2 months you need to know what a good answer should look like, so that in our third month, right, we will be able to know what to write, how to write. So first 2 months, if you haven't written much answers, so you should practice writing a very good answer. Even if you don't have the content, no issues, search, you can search. You're getting my point, right? So let's talk about what are the basic components of answer writing. So first thing is content. Second is the context. So let's talk about these two things first. Okay. So when we talk about the content is the most important part, right? So in any answer writing, you should have a good content, and 60% role is played by the content. So for that, what we need revision, we need good knowledge. Okay, so these are the important part of the content. And for now, for first 2 months, we need good search skill, and that you will develop. Okay, so for this, as I have told, don't waste more than 30 minutes in searching the topic. Okay, just look at the basics of the topic and arrange according to what you think should be the priority. Okay, then second important point is the context. So what the question wants to ask, what is wanted, right? You need to write what the question wants, not what you know. For example, one question, if we talk about what are the exceptions under Article 15. So Article 15 talks about equality, right? Opportunity, equality of opportunity, for example, right? So if we talk about equality of opportunity, so there are some exception article. It talks about women and children, right? It talks about SC, STs, it talks about OBCs, and recently it talks about EWS, right? So these are few things you need to write. So these are the exceptions. But what happens is, the question is basically based on exception, but what student does is, most of the student may do is, they will describe the whole article 15, irrespective of the demand is that the question is asking only about the exceptions under Article 15. And then what happens is, they either don't have enough time, or they may not have even space, because for a 10 marker you should know that you get only 2 pages, and you need to write in 150 words around, you can go for plus minus 20%, that is up to 180 words. If you are writing, then it is fine. If you reach this word limit, then sometimes it may harm you. So what you need to take care of is, you need to take care of the time limit, that is around 7 minutes you get for a 10 marker. Okay, then you need to take care of words, and you need to take care of the space. So 2 pages, 7 minutes, and 150 words. That is the criteria for a 10 marker. So when you start writing about Article 15, and you go and on about 15, and you don't talk about the exception, and at the half of the answer you are wasting with Article 15, and at a later half you are writing about this, so you don't have enough time to complete the answer, right? So this you should take care of. This is very important part. Okay, so you need to understand what the question wants. Okay, for another example, if we take, for example, any question from economy, limitations of GST Council. For example, this is the question. So it's specifically asked about GST Council, not the GST as a whole, right? So these are just very basic questions. Okay, I'm just giving you examples so that you may understand right now, because most of you must be just starting the preparation or haven't written much answers. So that is why I'm taking this basic question. So they are asking the limitation of GST Council, right? So if we talk about inadequate collection or improper technical facilities or technical glitches, then that is not the limitations of GST Council. These are the limitation of GST as a whole or GST in general. But the question is about specific about GST Council. For example, if we talk about, then what is the voting pattern is 1/3 voting pattern, vote with the center, and 2/3 with the states, right? This is the voting pattern, but any decision is taken with 75% majority, that is 3/4 majority. That means even if all the states are in favor of doing one thing, right, still they will be having only 66% of votes, and it is less than what is required for the resolution to pass, right? So this is one of the biggest issue in the GST Council, and you can elaborate other things. You can elaborate like for UTs, right? There are nothing from the UTs, like these type of things you can talk about in your answer. So this was all we talk about the context. Okay, now we will talk about, just a second. So we are done with the content and context. Third part is an important part, is your answer structure. So one good answer, any good answer should have one what introduction, a very basic introduction, and then body, and then conclusion. Just a second. So we were talking about the content is done, context is done. We're talking about the answer structure. So answer structure should have one introduction, one body part, and then conclusion. Body part is what we talk about in the content and the context. Now we'll talk about the introduction. So how can you introduce? So basically today I'll be giving very basic, and this type of classes there will be every week. I'll be taking one session like this, and we will improve every week. So in the test series itself, after 6 answers, I'll be taking one class in which we will be discussing all the 6 answers and how you could have got more marks, right? So you will be get your evaluated copies within 48 hours. So try to be regular while writing the answer. Try to be regular, so it may not pile up upon you and it may not pile upon me. Okay, so you will get your evaluated copy within 48 hours, and after all the copies are evaluated, we will have one session in which we will discuss all the 6 answers, what you could have done better. And every month also we will have one-on-one interaction through telephone or through phone or through Zoom, whatever you like. There would be any group interactions plus one-on-one interaction also. So in those we will talk about specifics also, but for today let's have a look at some introduction, how you can take. So introduction can be done in few ways. One easiest way is to define the term given. Second would be use some data or some report, some judgment, etc. Third would be give some current context or the significance. These two, anything happening in current, right? So you can give the current context, or anything why it is significant, you can give. You can define also, and for anything that is in paper 2, you can use what? You can use one thing, that is article number, amendment. For example, Gst Council, if it comes, then so one first amendment act, right? So you can talk EWS, you can talk about 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act if anything comes about economically weaker section, like this. So in GS, if anything is about like national emergency, so you can talk about Article 352 in the introduction, right? So for GS2 you can use this type of things. For GS3 you can use data basically. GS1 you can define the term. For example, if there is something regarding inflation, any question is regarding, so you can define the inflation, right? If there is something regarding igneous rocks in GS paper, so you can define igneous rock. If there is some question regarding weathering or anything, so you can define what weathering is in GS paper 1, geography. Okay, so this, yeah, tell me, anyone has any question to ask? No. Okay, so this is how you can look into the introduction. So various methods, and we will be improving on the every weekly classes. We will be talking more about on this. And for conclusion, again, you can use one thing is the way forward, right? Then you can be optimistic in writing your conclusion. Vaishnav is asking, answers should be written in 7 minutes only. I'll come to that. Okay. So way forward, we can conclude on optimistic note. We can write about the significance of particular thing in current context, or if there is a question of history, for example, French Revolution, any question, then you can go for the impact, immediate impact. Okay, because in history there is no way forward, right? For example, if something about the Quit India movement, right? So you can write about its immediate impact or long-term impact. Okay. Yeah, for body I'll repeat. Okay. So for example, Quit India movement, we can talk about impact, significance, impact, current significance, what is going on, right? Again, if we are talking about again GST Council, so why it is significant today, or there were the limitations of GST Council, so you can give way forward. If in any question the way forward hasn't been asked, and the question is about limitation of something, and it becomes very necessary, even if it hasn't been asked, you need to write the way forward. And when you write the way forward, then you need to take care of one thing, that way forward should be good and it can be used as a conclusion, because if you use it as a conclusion, so it will save your time, right, and save your space. So it is very important. So you can use way forward as a conclusion if it has not been asked in the question. Okay. So these are few ways to write the conclusion, and we'll talk about the body part. Body means the content, actual point, like we talked in GST Council 1, that's 75% and to 1/3 and 2/3, right? So this is the part of body. This is the actual answer where you are writing it, what has been asked. In Article 15 questions, the limitations, right? If we talk about types of inflation, then when you are writing, so for example, the question is what is inflation and various types of inflation. Just very simple question I'm taking today, because we will gradually improve the standards of the question, because UPSC may not be asking what is inflation and types of inflation, but still, if the UPSC is asking what is inflation and what are the various types of inflation, so introduction would be your definition of inflation, and then your body would be the types of inflation, hyperinflation, stagflation, okay, and then all those hyperinflation, stagflation, galloping inflation, and everything. Okay, so then you can conclude either with the impact of inflation, because impact has not been asked, or some ways to curb inflation, like as in way forward or impact. Okay, so body means what has been asked. The main part of the question, we call it as a body. Okay. Then someone was asking about the 7 minutes, right? So initially, when you are writing, don't worry about the time limit. First 2 months or even 3 months, don't worry about the time. We will talk about time limit at a later stage. That's why I didn't emphasize much on that. But for now, what you need to do is 30 minutes you can search. But one thing you need to take care is don't go more than 2 pages. For any answer, don't go for more than 2 pages. Okay. So what I mean to say is, you should take care of space limit for start. No, don't worry about time limit, and don't worry about word limit. Just space limit. Okay. So till now we have talked about content, context, and the structure. Then fourth part is the language. People are language and handwriting. I'll take both simultaneously. So people are too much worried about their handwriting and language. So you can look at my handwriting. It is on this. It is a bit too worse, but handwriting should be like this. Even if it is like this, it is fine. You are able to read what I'm writing. That's fine. Don't worry about having a very good handwriting. Okay, just don't worry. It is not the, you are not getting any extra marks due to your good handwriting, or there will be no deduction due to your bad handwriting, unless it is worse and it is difficult to read. Now you can understand this, right? You are getting some question to evaluate, and you have to take a lot of, I may have to adjust my specs like this to just get to know what you are reading. Then I can get annoyed, right? So you should just try not to annoy the examiner. That's it, right? So I was talking, if I write like this, introduction, then it is fine, right? Examiner is able to read this. Okay, until I like it like this. So examiner is not able to read this, and definitely they may get annoyed. So this one is fine, this one is not. Okay, this one is not, this one is not, this one is okay, this one is okay. Okay, just to give you some examples. So handwriting, this much is fine. And talking about the language, it should be simple English with minimum grammatical mistakes and minimum spelling mistakes. Don't need to use big words. You don't have to have big vocabularies. Okay, you just need to, you can Vaishnavi is writing, you should not try to annoy me. You can annoy me, you know. I would love if you can annoy me. I don't get annoyed easily, one thing. And if you annoy me, then remember, I will make you, you know, good enough that you may annoy me, but you may not annoy the real examiner. I'm here to, so that you can improve your answers, right? That is my whole point, right? So you can annoy me, because more you will annoy me, I'll give you better feedbacks. I'll give you feedbacks how you can improve, so that you are allowed to make mistakes here, or make whatever mistake you want to make here. So it will give you an opportunity to improve. Okay, but at, you know, when you are writing the UPSC exam, so you need to try to minimize it. It is not possible that you may not make any mistake there. You will still make mistakes there, but it will minimize, right? If you are making this much of mistakes right now, then we will bring it down to this much, and this much is okay. So this is what is about language and handwriting. Don't worry much about it. With bad handwriting, still I will read it. I have, you know, mine is very bad, and I'm a pharmacist, to be very honest. Okay, I have done my masters in pharmacy, so I can read the handwriting of the doctors. No offense to any doctor, okay, but as we all know that writing, and I'm stereotyping here, but you know that doctors' handwriting is not very good, right? And I can read their handwriting, so I'll definitely be able to read your handwriting. So this was part of our curriculum. Okay, so don't worry. I'll still be able to read whatever you write. I'll be able to read, but I would still suggest you that you can improve like this. I will even give you some tips on handwriting, how you can improve. Right? Yeah, I will give the idea about the keywords in the next session, because today I am just trying to give you very basic idea. Okay, so next session would be on 29th of August. That is again Sunday at 5 p.m. and our first question will come from 30th September. In that session, I will be talking about a few keywords. I won't be talking about all the keywords at once, okay? Because we have some time. It is about gradual improvement. If I give you everything in one day, you may not be able to digest it, right? So little portion, that is the whole point of weekly syllabus and one question a day, okay? So you will eat little a day, right? And that's what you can digest. So if we add up very little, so you can imagine in like 25 weeks, 25 weeks is like what, 175 days, around 6 months. So you can imagine that if we improve little every day, in 6 months we can improve a lot, right? So and then one remaining thing about the answer writing is the presentation. So presentation matters a bit. Like if you draw a diagram in geography question, it gets very easy for you to get better marks. If you draw some kind of, you know, flow charts or diagrams, so it will, one thing, save your time. It's very easy to draw a diagram. You need not to be very beautiful diagram. It should be just good enough to show, as the handwriting was, that what you want to say, it should depict clearly. That's it. Drawing a map or a diagram or a flow chart, that, you know, gives you at least half marks extra, right? So in this case, you need to look for this half mark, and this is where your presentation plays a good role. In 20 questions, you can improve 10 marks just by presenting it a bit better than others. 10 marks in one paper, 4 paper, 40 marks, you are definitely through the exam. So this is where we need to work, and writing one question is best way where you can improve here. Writing full papers does not give you enough time to improve this part, but when you write one question a day, so you can work on your presentation part. So in short, we will work in this series. We will basically work on your contextual understanding, your answer structure, your language and handwriting, and finally your presentation. And you yourself will work on your content. For the content, I will be a facilitator where I will be giving you, some reference where you can take this thing. Okay. So basically, this was all about from my side about the test series. Okay, 150 answers, 6 sectional tests of 20 question each, 4 full length tests of 20 question each. So by this way, we will be revising everything 3 times with improving your answer writing skills. As we have been telling every student that 60% is your knowledge and the content, 40% is your writing skills. Because with good writing skills, you can score at least 1 mark extra in each answer. From my side, I can tell you about one thing. I cleared my first 2 prelims. I never did the writing practice, and I failed my first 2 mains miserably, like by more than 200 marks, just because I didn't practice writing. Okay, I didn't even know how to write an answer. I didn't even know there should be one introduction or body or conclusion. I would just start whatever I get, whatever I know about the topic. I never thought about context. Before that, I've always given the university exams. And university exams, how you must have written how I wrote. I know that. We should just get one word and we will be writing anything about that one. And that's how I wrote my first 2 mains, without preparing properly. Without preparing means I may have the content, but I didn't know how to write a good answer. So that is why 40%, that is too much important. Good writing skills will definitely give you a lot of, margin. If you have some issues in your content, if sometimes the paper is tough also, sometimes what happens, you could not complete one paper, 1 or 2 questions, these type of thing. But if you have good writing skills, so you can cover all your other shortcomings, and definitely you can get through the examination. Any question? We have 6 more minutes in this session. Any question if you have, you can ask. You can unmute yourself or you can type, and for any other query, you can email me at info@gyanmimansa.com. I will share this in the description box. I will be putting all these things on the YouTube, and I'll be, putting this in the description box, my email ID, my Telegram channel, and the schedule. I'll be putting the schedule there. Okay. You can email me, Aditya, for the fee structure. Okay. This is my email ID, info@gyanmimansa. No, it does not include optional, Varsha. And in a day, after first revision, I will be giving 1 question per day during your first revision. After first revision, I'll be giving you 20 questions per week for GS. For optional, wherever you are writing on yourself, try to write after first revision 1 or 2 questions from previous year questions. Definitely. For GS, look at the PYQs. You don't need to write them because GS is mostly current basis. But for optional, you look at PYQs and write at least 1 or 2 previous year questions every day after the first revision. It will help you a lot. Okay. And anyone who wants to ask anything, any question, you can ask. Okay. We still have around 4 minutes and then the session will be over. So I hope you got a good basic perspective here. And then definitely we will be having every week we will be having the class, and we will have, I will be sharing my contact also with you, and you can take time and you can talk. There will be one-on-one talks also. Okay. And every week there would be interaction, like every Sunday. I'll try to keep it on Sunday, but sometimes it may be on other day of the week. So on that, we will be discussing the previous week's answer, what you could have done, and we will be discussing every week. We'll get something better and improve our answer writing, so that within like 3 months, within 12 weeks, I promise that you will be writing very good answer. You will be thinking that, okay, now the whole thing would be, okay, I know what to write, I know how to write, and I know how to present. So within like 3 months, I'm talking about 90 days, 12 weeks, so it would be around 70 answers. So midway in the answer writing practice, and you will be writing good answers. And then in full length test series, you will be trying to complete 20 questions in 3 hours. So maybe in first 6 tests you may not be able to complete, but in the last 4 tests you will be able to complete this. So everything, every issue that you are going to face while writing the paper, we will be taking care of each and every issue. Don't worry about things. So if you are joining this, if you are writing answers daily, or anywhere you are writing answers, right? Not only here, anywhere if you are writing answers, then be sure that you start slow but be steady, because you know it is not only something that we have heard in the stories, but it is the truth that slow and steady wins the race. That is for sure. So if you are slow, don't worry, but be steady. Write daily one answer, and for 150-day answer, if you are writing, you will be, you know, as good as top ranker people in writing answers. Okay? So if you have don't have any other query, we can just do this. And everything regarding this test series will be in the description box. I'll be putting this on the, you know, on my Gyan Mimamsa channel, and you can also visit this. And definitely you can email me at info@gyanmimamsa.com. Thank you very much.